Okay, so in this video, it's not a sports video. We're actually looking at how far we've come on YouTube since 2017. And what is very, very interesting is looking at the data, there is a clear period, about, I'm going to say 18 months, where I nearly gave up on this. And there's two key incidents, and I will discuss that. Now, for newer viewers, basically I set up this channel in 2017, in the April, and it was a video diary, it wasn't sports related. Later that year, a couple of big sports news stories that were in the global news happened. Neymar's transfer from Barcelona to PSG for that record-breaking obscene fee. The Newcastle United protracted sale and ultimately the takeover, which finally came to pass, obviously, last year, but Newcastle United were in the news for Mike Ashley wanting to sell the club, and the ongoing tax fraud investigation into multiple clubs and transfers across Europe, not just in Newcastle's case. I think it was a French-led investigation. It involved Chelsea and West Ham as well, but Newcastle were, forefront of that. Mark Sampson being sacked as England women's manager for misconduct, and the Rugby League World Cup in 2017. It was around Mark Sampson getting sacked by the FA is when I decided to make the channel a sports channel. So that's in about September, October 2017. I thought I'm going to make this decision. Another big event happens with the Vegas Golden Knights join the NHL, and I've got a lot of subscribers over in the US because of that. Roll on 2018. Rugby League World Cup was a great success for the channel. View counts go through the roof. Subscriber numbers go through the roof. We earn monetization status for 3 months, and then YouTube changes the monetization rules because of Jake and Logan Paul and Suicide Forest and some of the other controversies that those two muppets decided to do, which harmed the wider platform. But in the end, they benefited from it because they got more notoriety and more attention, and now we've got Prime and a fake boxing career and a passable wrestling career, and but that's another thing, right? YouTube changed its policies, which was frustrating, and it was what it was. However, view growth was good, subscriber growth was still going through the roof. Of course, we had the 2018 Football World Cup, which helped. We had obviously the Six Nations, various sporting events. It was all good. The World Cup was pretty good. We get to 2019, the growth is still fantastic. Again, Six Nations, you got Challenge Cup finals in 2019. Obviously, you had the FIFA Women's World Cup. Again, view counts. We had the Leicester City helicopter crash in this period. Again, that's the most popular video, by the way, with Dan Roman's comments. I hate that video, but you can see how more impetuous and biased I am back in 2018 in some instances. And as time goes on, I decide, actually, I've got to be a little bit more calm, and I'm mature in this period. So yeah, as I say, end of 2017, all the way through 2019, channel growth is fantastic. View counts are good, subscriber numbers are good. Lots of people commenting, subscribing. Beginning of 2020, we know something's going on over in China. And suddenly the world stops. Completely. Now, in this period, just before the lockdown, here in the UK, I moved back into my extended family home. I left my old apartment, which was a health hazard, I think. And older subscribers will know that I was sleeping on a buckled sofa bed, and my apartment wasn't necessarily health and safety friendly. I had all sorts of issues. I had leaks, all sorts. Subscribers won't know. Part of my flat fell into the flat below after I moved out. It was an absolute nightmare. 6 months of my life I want back, but we can't get it back. All my savings went. Anyway, March 2020, Europe goes into shutdown. America goes into shutdown. Australia, New Zealand, the world, right? And suddenly the channel growth stops. People are still viewing the occasion. It's only subscribers at this point, are really. No new viewers, just basically subscribers, background noise. Everything stops. And view counts didn't start recovering until the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. But I'm not joking. There was about an 18-month period where the channel struggled, honestly. But a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people struggled in this period because lockdowns were eased and they're reintroduced, and the vaccines and mask mandates, no public gatherings, then we're allowed limited public. It was a nightmare. But 2020, March till, I'm going to say, December 2021, and I'm being serious, the channel didn't. It just wasn't on the same level as 2018 and 2019. And the data backs that up. You can see the chart going nice, ups and downs, but the average line is up there, and then suddenly it just drops off the cliff, and then it's not doing so well. But something else happened in 2021, and for those newer subscribers who don't know, I had a serious motorcycle accident this time 2 years ago. Or just slightly after, midway through the 2021 Euros, which was delayed obviously because of COVID, I had a severe motorcycle accident. I had a relationship breakdown, and I was very, very unwell as a result of said motorcycle accident, and then subsequent complications with both physical and my mental health. My mental health was actually worse off than my physical health, but I've discussed that in a previous video at the beginning of this year. And I gave up on the platform for 2 months. Didn't make any content for 2.5 months. I shut down as a human being. I genuinely, basically gave up. So, while the world's crashing and burning around us, fuel prices went through the roof. I was on crutches, which I've still got over there. There's my crutches. I was very, very unwell. I had to go to hospital multiple times. I had to have blood tests. I had to have cardiographs. There were concerns that the medication I was on was actually affecting, my heart. I think I actually had a mini heart attack 2 years ago. I collapsed in my kitchen, and which is why my nose is now broken. And I was very, very unwell, seriously unwell, and they were very concerned that my heart wasn't working properly, and a few other things weren't working properly, and that I was going a bit mad. And actually, I was going a bit mad. When you're not working for 2.5 months and all you can see is the four walls around you, and you don't, because of COVID as well, that lack of people coming to visit you, it can have a very negative impact on mental health, which I've discussed. But anyway, moving on from the negative. 2022 rolls around. So we have the men's Euros in 2021. There's some bounce back growth of a little clump, but it's not enough. The Rugby League World Cup is delayed by 12 months, which we hosted here in the UK. 2022 rolls along. There's 3 major sporting events. The Women's Euros, fantastic. England win. That was delayed by a year. The Rugby League World Cup, which was delayed by a year. And then the Qatar Football World Cup, which is possibly one of the most controversial sporting events of all time, ranking on the 1980 and 1984 Olympics controversy in modern times. And that's when the US and the Soviets boycotted each other's Olympic Games over the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. And they were very controversial back in the 80s during the Cold War. Fast forward, and we have this Qatar Football World Cup. And it's at that point, suddenly the channel's growth starts exploding again. New Year comes along. I'd grown my hair since I'd moved into my apartment in August 2020. My hair was about down to here. I hit 1,000 subscribers. I finally hit that forfeit that I was hoping I would have passed not long after I moved into this apartment. I was hoping to have hit the 1,000 subscriber milestone a lot sooner than I did. And I shaved all my hair off. Fast forward from mid-January to now, the channel has grown at a rate that we've not seen since 2019. The channel has not been growing this fast for 4 years. And I honestly believe, without the COVID pandemic, and possibly without the motorcycle accident, but you can't chart that, but definitely if COVID isn't a thing, we're monetised, we're doing this full time, I have a better setup, and I possibly would have had a better apartment. Or if I'm living in this apartment, I would have possibly done things a lot differently, laid it out differently, and have the whiteboard out full time, better lighting, better webcam. The COVID pandemic is the key moment in this channel's history. And when people go, oh, it's been a tough grind, yes. And it's actually been a tough grind for a lot. But what I've noticed, it's not just me, it's a lot of other channels, is growth has suddenly exploded over the last 6 to 8 months. Things are returning to normal. In the YouTube sense of things. obviously the outside world crashing and burning, but on YouTube at least, things are returning to where they were in 2018 and 2019. So there we go. There's having a look at the channel's history from, well, my time on YouTube between 2017 and now. What is your highlight moment on the channel's history between 2017 and now? Is there a particular highlight, a particular topic we've discussed, or a particular time frame? Also, I would like to know where my viewers are from. You know, like what country you're viewing from. You know, how long you've been a subscriber for or a viewer for, because I'm looking at some of my viewership data, and what is very interesting is the two age groups that are the most popular are the 18 to 24 and the 25 to 30, is it 34 or something? Basically, the 1830 Ibiza crowd, you know, the 1830 club, which is what by nightclub promoters in the Mediterranean resorts and over in the US when we have spring break want to really target that crowd. That's 60-70% of my viewers are from those two demographics. So basically, my age group. I'm just in that age group. I'm soon going to be out of that age group and into middle age. I'm in my mid-30s. It's people forget that I'm actually nearly 34. Yeah, I'm old. But I'm also starting to see a growth in older viewership. I've got people over the age of 75 viewing my content. That is ridiculous. Yes, some old people are viewing my stuff, so that's bizarre. But yeah, so I want to hear from people what their favourite moment on the channel's history is, what their favourite videos are, their favourite sports topics. And there we go. There is a quick look at the channel's history from 2017 until now. Thank you very much for watching. Please place your thoughts in the comments section below, and I will have some more content for you very, very soon.